Module 9, Strategic Communication, Media Relations, and Public Engagement in Advocacy. 1. Module Overview. Module 9 delves into the strategic use of communication, media, and public engagement to advance advocacy, lobbying, and interest group objectives. While earlier modules have covered research, coalition building, ethics, and monitoring, this module focuses on how advocacy organizations can craft compelling messages, leverage multiple media channels, and engage the public and key stakeholders effectively. You will explore advanced communication strategies, media relations, public mobilization techniques, and digital engagement. Emphasis is placed on evidence-based messaging, crisis communication, persuasive storytelling, and multi-channel outreach, enabling learners to influence policy, shape public opinion, and foster broad-based support for advocacy initiatives. 2. Understanding Strategic Communication in Advocacy. 2.1 Definition. Strategic communication is the deliberate use of communication to achieve specific advocacy objectives, such as influencing policymakers, mobilizing public support, or shaping media narratives. 2.2 Importance enhances visibility and credibility of advocacy campaigns. Shapes public opinion and discourse around key policy issues. Facilitates relationship building with stakeholders, journalists, and influencers, supports behavioral and attitudinal change in target audiences. 2.3 Principles of Effective Advocacy Communication. Clarity. Messages must be simple, clear, and free of jargon. Consistency. Ensure uniform messaging across all platforms and partners. Relevance. Tailor messages to target audience interests and concerns. Credibility. Use evidence, authoritative voices, and verified data. Emotional and logical appeal. Combine rational arguments with storytelling and empathy. 3. Media relations and engagement. 3.1 Role of media in advocacy. Media acts as a bridge between advocacy organizations and the public, enables amplification of campaign messages, agenda setting, and influencing decision makers. Shapes narratives and public perception through news coverage, opinion pieces, and interviews. 3.2 Types of media. Traditional media, newspapers, radio, television, and magazines. Digital media, social media platforms, blogs, email newsletters, and websites. Hybrid media, podcasts, webinars, and live streaming events. 3.3 Media engagement strategies. Develop press kits, media briefs, and talking points. Build relationships with journalists, editors, and media influencers. Issue press releases, op-eds, and policy briefs for targeted coverage. Leverage social media campaigns, hashtags, and viral content for broader reach. Monitor media coverage to evaluate impact and refine messaging. 4. Public engagement and mobilization. 4.1 Identifying target audiences. Map stakeholders including citizens, community leaders, policymakers, NGOs, and the private sector. Understand demographics, values, concerns, and media consumption habits. 4.2 Methods of public engagement. Community forums and town halls. Direct interaction with citizens to gather feedback and build trust. Workshops and trainings. Educate stakeholders on policy issues and advocacy objectives. Petitions and campaigns. Mobilize public support for policy change. Digital engagement, social media campaigns, email advocacy, online petitions, and webinars. 4.3 Messaging and storytelling. Use narratives and case studies to illustrate policy impacts. Highlight personal stories, statistics, and evidence to create emotional resonance. Adapt messaging to cultural, social, and political contexts. 5. Crisis communication in advocacy. 5.1 Anticipating challenges. Identify potential threats, opposition narratives, and misinformation campaigns. Develop prepared responses and contingency messaging plans. 5.2 Responding effectively. Maintain calm, factual, and transparent communication. Engage key stakeholders proactively to address concerns. Correct misinformation promptly using credible evidence and authoritative voices. 6. Digital advocacy and social media strategy platform. Selection. Choose platforms that align with target audiences: Twitter/X, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Content strategy. Develop posts, infographics, videos, and blogs that inform, engage, and persuade. Analytics. Use metrics like engagement rates, reach, shares, and sentiment analysis to refine campaigns. Influencer partnerships. Collaborate with social media influencers, thought leaders, and advocates to expand reach. 7. Monitoring and evaluating communication effectiveness. Track media mentions, coverage, and public sentiment. Measure audience engagement, message retention, and advocacy impact. Adjust messaging, platforms, or tactics based on feedback, analytics, and evaluation results. 8. Learning outcomes for Module 9. By the end of Module 9, you will be able to understand the principles and importance of strategic communication and advocacy, develop media relation strategies, and engage journalists and media outlets effectively, identify and engage target audiences and stakeholders through public mobilization, craft compelling messages, narratives, and campaigns tailored to multiple platforms. Implement crisis communication and digital advocacy strategies. Monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of communication and engagement initiatives for continuous improvement.